What's up everyone, welcome back to another aircraft model store review. Today we have got another Phoenix 1 to 400 scale model, but today we have got the Boeing 747-400 BCF in the global supertanker colours, and the registration of this aircraft is November 744 Sierra Tango, and it said it is 1 to 400 scale once again. So as always, let's go around the box before we get into the model and see what this aircraft has to offer. So starting off with the box, as usual, we've got the sort of regular Phoenix layout. We've got Boeing 747-446 BCF, the side-on drawn image of the aircraft, as you can see there, which looks quite nice. Global supertanker, November 744 Sierra Tango, and 1 to 400 scale. And you can also see that the actual sort of colour scheme of the box goes with the way the wave is on the aircraft livery, which I quite like that. You can see it there a little bit better. And then if we look around the side, you've got the side-on drawn image of the aircraft, the registration, and the scale. Over the top is the same as well, the details, and then the other side is the same, and the bottom is just all the warnings and such. If you would like the item number, it's there. However, we will have this model linked in the description down below if you are interested in checking this one out for yourself. And on the back is sort of the usual, as we always have it here, with the design pretty much which is similar to the front, but it's also on the back as well. So what we'll do is we'll get into opening the model and we'll take a look at the details of this 747-400. Okay, so let's get into opening the model. So we'll just pop it from the side down here. We'll just get it open like this, and as you can see, as usual, if we can grab it out, we've got the sort of cradle that they all usually come in. There's the model there in the cradle, and I gotta say, it does actually look quite nice. I haven't really had a like a tanker model before, like one of these super tanker type things, so it's great to see this model being out with Phoenix. I like them bringing out different things. It's always good to have variety, I guess. Let's pop that there. Take out the film as usual, and then we will get the model out, and let's take a look at the model in closer detail. Nice overview of the model just out of the box, just sat there. I do definitely like the colour scheme on this. It does look very nice with the red and gold. But let's have a closer look into the details of what they've included on this 747 Global Supertanker. Okay, so starting off with the front of the model. As per, we have got the cockpit windows and the we've got some sort of black paint here, which is obviously goes in tie with the livery. I do quite like that. And then we've got a name here, but I tried to have a close look and I can't quite see what it says. So there we go. That's something for you guys. If you know what it says on the front of that model, then let us know down in the comments below, because I can't quite see what it says even when I've looked quite closely. But then we've got a gold band across the top of the livery in tail with the design, and then we have the numbers on the registration 744, which is obviously a part of the registration because it's November 744 Sierra Tango. Some antennas across the top, and we got the red beacon light just below the pointer there. Global supertanker. We have a door across the top and a couple of windows. Say on this model there isn't an awful lot of detail because it's quite hard to replicate it, and plus there isn't an awful lot of detail anyway. It's a pretty basic design, so they've done a good job on that, and I definitely do like the color scheme anyway. So it's a great job that they sort of chose this model to do, because it brings out a bit of color and vibrance, especially with the gold. Down below we've also got some more antennas down the bottom, and then a global supertanker and another window just by there. And then if we just point it through, you can get a bit of a view of the landing lights just down below here. The two landing lights, the inboard and then the outboard landing light. And yeah, there we go. There's another sort of door down the middle. Yeah, the engine design carries the same sort of design as the fuselage, so a bit of red and gold across the top on both of them. And you can just see the landing gear down the bottom there as well, and the winglet with the red navigation light and a red winglet, which is also the same on the other side. And coming further down to the back, we've got a couple more doors There's a door just here, and then a big cargo door. Obviously, this aircraft being a BCF, so it's a converted freighter. So obviously this was a regular 747, and it's been converted into a freighter variant, and then they've obviously used it for super tanker. They've obviously used it for tanker. And then the American flag on the back with the registration November 744 Sierra Tango. I definitely like the registration on this model because it's got the 744 in it, which is the 747-400, so they've done a good job to manage to get that registration for this aircraft. And there's a few 747s that have got 744 in them, but like a different pattern at the end, which is quite good. And they've also got it on the tail, which says 744 across the back of the tail. I'm not sure, maybe if they've got 944, sorry, that's yeah, I read that wrong, that was 944. So I'm assuming they probably have a lot more of these in their fleet. I don't know too much about supertanker, unfortunately, but I would imagine they have quite a few of these, maybe a handful, and they've got different numbers on the back, and that's sort of the aircraft number within the fleet or such. The APU design is very good. I'm not sure if you're just able to catch that on the camera. I might have to zoom it out a little bit. I don't think it'll focus, but they have done a good little APU design there. And what I've also noticed is that the actual elevators on the back are red, which is very interesting. That's very unusual for an aircraft to have red on the tail. And you can actually see just here the logo lights either side. The left side not so much as the right, but you can see the right side down there. That is the logo light for the tail. So obviously in the dark, turn the logo light on and it'll light up the tail design on the back. But that's very unusual and very unique. They've got the red on the elevators across the back. So overall, I'd say not an awful lot of detail going down the side of the model, but again, it's a freighter, so there isn't sort of all of the details as there is on a commercial aircraft, a passenger aircraft. I do like detail on the engines. They've got some nice shine, some nice color on them. And then obviously the livery goes through it as well. And you can see the flaps and slats there as well across the front. We'll have a quick look at the other side. It'll probably be quite similar, but we'll take a look anyway. So just following down on the right hand side of the model, you can see there's a bit more windows on this side than there was. The global supertanker 744. Keep on moving it down. We've got the red and gold on the engines again. This time we've got the green navigation light. Not sure if you can just about see it. Down the bottom there, the red winglet, as on the opposite side. I do like this gold stripe. That's probably one of the best parts of the livery for me. I do really like the gold stripe going across. So it's quite a simple, minimalistic livery, and not too much, you know, going on all over the place. Some liveries are very basic, and this one is a very basic but effective. I do quite like the gold going across it and the nice little flow. November 744 Sierra Tango registration on the back. Again, this side hasn't got the cargo door. It's just got a couple of doors, and I believe it's hard to see, very difficult to see, but I believe there's some doors down the bottom. There's definitely one there. You can see that one. There isn't, I think there is there. It's very difficult to see with the lighting, and obviously the colours sort of blend in. That's the one thing here. You can see again the red elevators from the other angle. 944 on the tail. And yeah, I do quite like it. It's very, very good. You can see a sort of front look here of the model. You can see the black paint we were talking about at the cockpit windows, the way it sort of goes around, which I quite like that little touch. Adds a bit of depth to the livery. And yeah, the engine straight on. Say, being a 1 to 400 scale model, they don't spin. Unlike some 200 scale models, some do spin sometimes, but these don't, being a 400. And you get a nice view of the landing lights either side of the wing, and the nose gear down there with the nose cone detail as well. So they've got some nice detail on the nose cone. Let's have a little look underneath the model and see what it's got underneath. Any details, any changes to the livery, maybe some text, I don't quite know, but we'll have a look and check it out. So a quick little look at the underbelly of the aircraft. You can see actually down the middle we've got global supertanker and the stand holder. If you had a 1 to 400 scale Phoenix stand, as unfortunately they don't come in the box as per a lot of 1 to 400 scale models these days, you have to sort of get them separately, which isn't a problem. But if you wish to display it on a stand or in a cabinet on a stand, then you'd have to obviously buy that separately. But I think we have rolling landing gears, which we do do they tilt on the back is the question. They don't. So like a lot of long-haul aircraft, you can, on some models, the landing gears actually tilt into position depending on like if it's landing or taking off. You can tilt them, but these ones don't tilt, which isn't an awful problem, but it would be cool to have that addition. They do roll though, which is good. Rolling rubber landing gear. No registration on the wing, but again, this is an American registration, and I'm not too sure. I can't remember if the Americans really do that on a lot of their aircraft, unlike, you know, a lot of European operators, but I'm not sure if they do it there. At the back, there's an APU maintenance port, that little box on the rear of the model. And then there's just a lot of detail on the bottom. Some nice antennas there you can see, ports and detents. And then the global supertanker text down the center of the fuselage, which I quite like that detail there in the middle. So there we go. That is the underneath of the 747 Global Supertanker by Phoenix. Let's take a look and have a chat about our overall thoughts of the model. So there we have it. That is our quick little look around and review at all the little details of the Boeing 747-400 BCF in the Global Supertanker colors by Phoenix in 1:400 scale. Let us know what you think of this model down in the comment section down below, or if you have it yourself, what is your favourite part of the model, your favourite feature, because mine is definitely the livery. I do quite like the red little wave with the gold going through it. It's very elegant. I say very basic and minimalistic, but it's very effective and it looks very, very nice. Another thing as well is the red elevators, I believe top and bottom. Yeah, it's on the underneath as well. So that's something I've never seen before on any model aircraft or even any aircraft in real life. So that'll be something to have a little look at in further detail to wonder why they've done that. I would be very interested to see why Global Supertanker have opted for that. But yeah, as I say, not as many details as some other models, but that's nothing on Phoenix, Phoenix side of things. That is just because entirely it's a freighter and there isn't as many little like satcoms and such. There isn't that really on this model, but that's not a problem. But if you do like a 747, but say who doesn't, because the 747 is such a iconic and incredible aircraft, this one is definitely one for you. Or maybe if you want something just unique and something different, this one would also be perfect for you. Say it is very different, very unique, and I do quite like that. The only thing that I would say would be a great addition to properly finish this model off would be the landing gear, for them to be able to tilt a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, they're rubber, they're rolling, which is great, but then to tilt would also be a great little addition onto it. But again, I'm not sure how old this model releases per se, so that might be something they included in the newer models. But yeah, nonetheless, a fantastic model. Definitely want to recommend. If you want to check down below in the description, we have got the link to this model if you wish to go and check it out, and have a look at our website for all that we stock at Aircraft Model Store. Until next time, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next model review. Bye bye.